Yo and hello guys, Mike here, baseball collector, and it's time for another Saturday showcase, doing a little more beast mode action where I rummage through the beast and just kind of show what's in there. And I've kind of slowed down on these mainly because I've got plenty of other content and my viewership on these videos is way down, so I didn't know if there was just beast fatigue in the community, people. Plus there's just, it feels like there's a flood of content on YouTube, at least from the people that I subscribe to, and so there's plenty of things to watch, and so maybe people are just bored. I don't know. I'd love to hear some feedback on whether or not you want me to keep doing these. I enjoy doing it, but let me know what you think, and I'd appreciate it. So here we go. We got 1961, about the middle of 1961 where we left off last time, through the early part of 1963 tops. So we got a lot of cool stuff from the early 60s to show off here. This first card is a Mickey Mantle. Not a bad one to start off with this morning. A very well-centered 61 tops, and it's an excellent 5. This is a card I picked up at the National. So just gorgeous, right? I got several of these from the 1960 Worlds, commemorating the 1960 World Series. Here's the Mantle. It's a 6 MC, so it's miscut, obviously, but good to have that, where Mantle slams 2 homers. There's another Hall of Famer featured in this set. There's actually another one that I'm missing, but this is where Whitey Ford pitches his second shutout in Game 6. Bunch of sideways cards, so we'll do the best with these that we can here. There's Al's Aces, so you got actually 2 Hall of Famers pictured here. Early Win and Al Lopez, Hall of Fame manager, and then Herb Score, but a near mint 7 on that one. Here's another card that I picked up at the National, and I think the National is a great place to pick up good mid-grade vintage. I think you can, bargain your way to some good deals there, and this is certainly one of those instances where I got this Koufax in an excellent 5. Also in 61 tops, there's this subset of kind of memorable moments, I guess, and this one commemorates Babe Ruth hitting his 60th homer. This is in the, I think it's in the top 300 set. This is an 8 OC. But pretty card. Great picture of Ruth. And this one is definitely, I know this one's in the top 300, where Don Larson pitched his perfect game in the 56 World Series, I think. There you go. Here's one that shows where Rogers Hornsby won the NL batting title with a .424 batting average. Good grief. There's a 6 on that. Lots of Hall of Famers pictured in these memorable moments. Here's a 565-foot home run blasted by Mickey Mantle. I think that was at Griffith Stadium in Washington, D.C. And there you go. Mantle's not even pictured. It just shows the stadium. But it mentions Mickey Mantle, so it's a Mickey Mantle card, which is kind of funny. Jack Chesbro, great Hall of Fame pitcher. He won 41 games in a season. There's a near mint 7 on that. Christy Mathewson striking out 267 batters, which at the time was the season record, single season record, which then Koufax blew through that, and then Nolan Ryan eventually eclipsed that. But really neat. 7 on that one. Walter Johnson, 3 shutouts in 4 days. Yeah, that's something you'd want to commemorate. Pretty insane to throw 3 shutouts in 4 days. No pitcher today could be doing that. That's for darn sure. So Walter Johnson there. Here's a Juan Marichal rookie card. It's an excellent 5. Trying to move a little bit faster for you guys just to get through as many cards. I'm just doing a row at a time here, so it's not going to be that many, but these tend to be a little bit longer videos. Nice K-line and a 6. Bill Mazeroski, Hall of Fame second baseman, in a 6. Orlando CEPEDA. Louis Aparicio in a 6. Just great vintage. 61's kind of one of those unheralded years because it's a really simple design. But I think it's great. I love the photography in 61. Snyder. The All-Star cards were great. The busting through the newspaper on the Sporting News All-Stars. There's the Hank Aaron. Lots of great Hall of Famers that I just don't have yet. Warren Spahn. These are the only 2 that I have of these so far. We'll keep working through them for sure. So that's it for 61 Topps. Now we go to 62, and the first card I have in 62 is this Post cereal card. All these were hand cut either off of a box of cereal, or they had a promotion kind of through Life magazine, and you could get a panel of these. And what's cool about the Roger Maris one is right down at the bottom you can see it commemorates his 61st home run, or 61 home runs in 1961, which is just pretty cool to see on a card. He also knocked in 142 RBIs. That's a pretty darn good season. That's why he won the MVP that year. Same thing with the 62 Topps. Why that's such an iconic card is on the back it shows the 61 homers. It's card number 1 of the set also. This makes sense. Roger Maris had just won back-to-back MVPs in 60 and 61. This one's way off center for sure, but a 4. Maybe upgrade that someday. Here's a Koufax in a 4. Love this card. Mantle and Mays, Manager's Dream. This is a top 300 card. I have this in a 5, and I've had it for a long time, which is great because this card has gotten really expensive. 62 Topps features a lot of Hall of Famers on the league leader cards. They're the floating head versions. So on this one you've got Al Kaline in the batting leaders, the year that Norm Cash won the batting title. Here's the ERA leaders. You've got Warren Spahn here, and that's it for that one. The win leaders for the American League were featured Whitey Ford and Jim Bunning as Hall of Famers. Here are the strikeout leaders, and you've got Whitey Ford and Jim Bunning again. Those 2 guys had good years in 61. Back to some regular base cards for 62. There's the Killebrew, only in a 4. I think I picked that up from somebody, or got given that from somebody. I can't remember. There is the Warren Spahn, 6.5. Beautiful color. Great pictures. 62 also featured a little subset for Babe Ruth going through his career called the Babe Ruth Specials. And there's, I don't know, 8 or 10 cards, I guess, in that set. I've got a lot of them, and I'll show those here. Here's Babe with Hall of Fame manager Miller Huggins. And then you got Babe hit 60, which is ironically incredibly similar to that 1961 Topps card I showed earlier, where it commemorated his 60th homer in 1927, I guess that was. There you go. This is a great card. It's in the top 300. I've got this version here in a 6. And then I've got another one of these. I'm going to put it right next to it. Maybe you can see this. One thing 62 had with it was you had to, not an error, but a printing defect basically, where it created this green tint. And you can see the green tint on the card on the right compared to the card on the left. Nowadays, when you get them graded, they will actually put green tint on the flip. They didn't. This card's been graded a long time on the right, but you can see the difference for sure. And top 300 card right there as well. Another, let's see, keep things going with Babe Ruth in his twilight years. Near mint 7 on that one. Kind of a homage card here. Greatest sports hero for Babe. Babe looking pretty old there in that picture. But there's an excellent mint 6 on that. And, get my angle back right here so I don't have any glare. All right, back to normal 62. I got a lot of 62 tops. There's the Gaylord Perry rookie, which is ironic because his next rookies are multiplayer cards. It's kind of, or next cards are in multiplayer. Kind of weird. There's the Mantle 62, also in a 5. There's the Joe Torre rookie in a 6. Nice card there. It commemorated the World Series. One of them was Game 4, where Whitey Ford set a mark, I think, for scoreless innings in a World Series, consecutive scoreless innings. So there you go. Let me look and see if I'm right. Let's see what it says on the back. Whitey Ford shattered a record established in 1918 by Babe Ruth as he ran his World Series scoreless streak to 32 consecutive innings. There you go. So occasionally I get a little part right. Sometimes I'm wrong. But I can't remember to take out the trash, but I can remember that Whitey Ford set a World Series scoreless inning streak in the World Series. So Robin Roberts in a 5 with the Yankees, which is kind of interesting. You don't think of Robin Roberts with the Yankees. There's Willie Mays in a 5. Beautiful card there. Certainly miscut, but these cards are not cheap in a high grade. There's the Whitey Ford famous, you know, follow-through pose. Again, 62 was full of little subsets. Here's one that shows a little, kind of these 4 picture things. There's several of these with Hall of Famers. I've only got 2. Well, Maris in the Hall of Famer. I've only got 2 of these cards, though. This is where Maris blasted his 61st home run. And it shows Whitey Ford going through his windup, throwing a curveball. There's the 62 Aaron in a 6. Gorgeous card there. Hall of Fame manager Dick Williams in a 7. Early Wynn. This is Early Wynn's last card. Hall of Fame pitcher. This one's in a 6. Very, very condition sensitive card here is the Lou Brock rookie with the Cubs. This one's a 5, which is a nice grade for this card. I've also got it in a 3. Right there. 5 is much better. Much cleaner. All-Star cards in 62. Let's start with Orlando Cepeda in a 5. It's a very nice 5. Good grief, what's wrong with that sucker? Because it looks like this one. Bill Mazeroski in a 7. There's the Mays in a 6. Frank Robinson in a 5. Dandy Don Drysdale in a 7. These scratches you're maybe seeing right here are on the Perfect Fit sleeve. It's not on the card itself. Just kind of the way the angle is. Beautiful 7 there. There's the Brooksy in a 6. I love it at the bottom. It says 3 base. Not third base, but just 3 base, you know. That's so funny. Aparicio in a 6. lot of 62s. But beautiful set. Love the wood grain. Lots of people love it. Very iconic. Here's the Jim Bunning in a 5 awesome Tigers uniform showing off there. What's up, Caitlin and JT? This is Red Sheendink's last card as a player. Showing him with the Cardinals. Finishing out his career. Long career. So that's it for 62. This card's expensive, actually, because it's a high number. All right, going on to 63. Here we go. First off, the beginning of that set is league leaders. You got ERA leaders here showing 3 Hall of Famers, Koufax, Drysdale, and Gibson. Lots of floating heads again. You got Robin Roberts, Whitey Ford as Hall of Famers pictured on this one for the American League ERA leaders. Pitching leaders, which is just wins, is Don Drysdale on that one. Strikeout leaders, you can see who was dominant back in the early 60s. You had you got Koufax, Gibson, and Drysdale. Strikeout leaders for the American League, you have Bunning. Could have Jim Catt maybe someday going to the Hall of Fame. Another multiplayer card here, which is awesome. This is a Bob Lewis that I got at the National for a really good deal. I can't remember exactly what I paid for it, but I remember walking away going, holy crap, I can't believe I just got that card for that price. Bob Lewis there. Here's another K-line in a 5. 63 is prone to a lot of print dots all over the card. So I try to avoid that, but sometimes you can't, especially if you want to get the price right. There's the K-line. And the last card in this row is a neat card, Veteran Masters, showing Casey Stengel and Gene Woodling. So Casey Stengel obviously has an amazing career as a manager, and there you go. So I kept this one relatively short to get that row done. I feel good about that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what cards you really liked, what you thought, and hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend. Thanks for watching my Saturday showcase, and keep collecting.